In today's video, we'll be talking about how Demian Maia might not be retiring yet, Cowboy Cerone calling it quits with 2 more fights, Kevin Holland on how he saved a man's life from an 18-wheeler, Gilbert Burns and Abdel Aziz betting on the next winner of a potential bout, Bilzerian and Drunk Cowboy Cerrone steal seats from Anthony Smith's family at UFC event. So stay tuned. Demian Maia, who's 28-11 in MMA and 22-11 in UFC, wants the Ultimate Fighting Championship to give him the opportunity to end his career in a way that he desires. Maia's last fight was against Belal Muhammad at the UFC 263, where he lost via a unanimous decision. Presently, the 44-year-old is a free agent and is not signed to any organization. In a recent interview with Luke Thomas of Morning Combat, Maia claimed that he is yet to officially retire. The former 2-time UFC title challenger stated that, "I want to do one more fight in the UFC, but I don't want to fight in any other event because UFC is my house. It's been my house for the last 15 years. So if I get another chance, I would do one more fight there." The Brazilian has a record of 22 victories in his Ultimate Fighting Championship career, and he might be clamoring for one last fight in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. He also added that he's been training MMA by doing some boxing and Thai boxing to keep himself ready for any fight. In addition, the Brazilian is giving the jiu-jitsu sport attention because he intends to compete more in this kind of rules. For the time being, Maia is still fully involved in grappling-based competitions. He'll be meeting with Benson Henderson, who is a former UFC and WEC champion, at the Polaris 20 on June 25th in Wales. Donald Cerrone had to withdraw against Joe Lozon at the UFC 274 because of food poisoning. On Sunday, the UFC star, who's currently on a 6-fight losing streak, took to Instagram to talk about the incident that led to his withdrawal from the fight. He also added details about his future in the UFC. Cerrone suffered from food poisoning at the eve of his scheduled lightweight fight. All attempts to keep him in the fight proved abortive, and shortly after the card began, the promotion had to announce that Cerrone will not be competing due to illness. In his Instagram post, Cerrone thanked the UFC and the medical division for coming to his aid and touched base on his retirement. Here's the footage.
"If you know me, you know I only pulled out because I had to. Thank you for the UFC and the medical division for helping me. I retire when I get 50. So I got 2 more fights left in the UFC, so thank you, Dana White."
The situation really disappointed Cerrone because he had been emotional during the fight week. It was going to be his first fight in front of his son since he'd been old enough to understand his father's profession. Cerrone made his first professional debut in February 2006, and he'll turn 40 years old in March. The UFC star claimed that he wants 50 fights in total before he retires, and he's currently at 48th fight. Cerrone has the second most finishes of 16, and is tied for the most bonuses of 18 in the whole history of the UFC. Do you think there's still a place left for the Cowboy? Comment below. The potential fight between Oliveira and Makhachev has been attracting lots of attention in the MMA community. Recently, Abdelaziz took to Twitter to claim that he heard about a recent interview in which Gilbert Burns said he believes that Oliveira would beat his client Makhachev in a potential meeting inside the octagon. Abdelaziz said he knows Burns doesn't believe that, as Makhachev will also beat fellow top-ranked 155-pounder Beneil Dariush too. Burns replied to this message by Abdelaziz by suggesting that Abdelaziz places a bet on the potential fight. Abdelaziz hits back with done. However, no exact amount was agreed upon in public. We cannot confirm what had taken place behind closed doors as of yet. Prior to the UFC 274, Charles Oliveira set a new record in the lightweight division by becoming the first champion to be stripped off his title after missing weight. His next opponent is yet to be determined. If Oliveira versus Makhachev ever gets scheduled, it'll be an interesting fight. Oliveira is on an 11-fight win streak, while Makhachev has only lost 1 fight in his mixed martial arts career and is on a 10-fight win streak. Who would you bet on? Comment below. Now, before we head to the next chapter, do you consider yourself a real UFC fan? If so, then let's start the trivia UFC quiz of the day. Which UFC fighter works as a fireman in the day because he just loves doing it? Was it A. Glover Teixeira, B. Ale Quinta, or C. Stipe Miocic? The answer will be revealed at the end of the video. Stay tuned and subscribe to the channel for more content. Let's head back to the video. Some fighters have a trait they're well known for outside the octagon. Now the name Kevin Holland is synonymous with heroic deeds. Recently, the UFC welterweight was involved in another heroic incident where he rescued a driver from an overturned 18-wheeler in his home state of Texas. In the past, Holland had taken down a gunman at a sushi restaurant and also stopped an alleged thief. However, this was the first time that Holland had admitted to being scared. While recounting the incident, Holland told MMA Fighting, "After getting the guy out of the car, I saw fluids flowing, coming out of the truck. I was scared. I thought the truck would blow up. When the guy insisted on going back to get his phone, I told him we have to go now." According to Holland, this all happened after he was driving down the highway. He noticed an incoming truck merging into the highway a bit too quickly. Seconds after, Holland said he took another look and noticed the vehicle was in trouble. Holland could not really tell why he always ends up witnessing these situations, where he gets to help those in need. I'm beginning to think that it has something to do with the glasses, just like Clark Kent. Could that make me the prettier one though? Holland concluded by saying that he might start calling himself Clint Clark. Can we officially refer to Holland as a true hero, everyone? Comment below. According to the UFC fighter Anthony Smith, who headlined the UFC 235 pay-per-view card back in early 2019, his mother and his wife were evicted from their seats by Bilzerian Drunk Cowboy Cerrone. While speaking with Michael Bisping, Smith recounted that the incident made him furious. If he'd seen Bilzerian at that particular time, he might have even torn his head off. Smith went on to say that Bilzerian and Donald Cerrone came into the fight drunk, telling his family that those were their seats. Dan ends up being next to my mum, and then during the fight, he's literally watching porn on his phone, Smith said. This made his mother very uncomfortable, as she's quite traditional and a shy lady. The 39-year-old Cerrone is widely considered one of the most fan-friendly fighters on the roster. His good standing with the UFC does not stop him from having his own fair share of controversy. However, let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope he makes it to his 50th fight without any incident. Here we are at the end of the video. So the UFC fighter that is a fireman during the day goes to Stipe Miocic. Stipe Miocic was recently sworn in as a full-time fighter in the American city of Westlake after doing the job part-time since 2010. The 39-year-old has successfully balanced his duties as a firefighter in Northeast Ohio, while also building a career for himself in mixed martial arts. Prior to being sworn in Westlake, he worked at the Oakwood and Valley View fire departments, and he never sees himself giving up the job as long as there's a balance between both careers. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also turn on your notifications. We'll be reading out our top comments in the near future, and make sure to watch our other videos to find out all the latest news in MMA.